Mentioned President Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, told the AP, quote, "If you believe Cohen, I can get you a good all-cash deal on the Brooklyn Bridge." So many different ways to break down that line, given that it's from Giuliani. In late-night social media posts, Democratic members of Congress are seeking answers. House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff wrote this: "The allegation that the President of the United States may have suborned perjury before our committee in an effort to curtail the investigation and cover up his business dealings with Russia is among the most serious to date. We will do what's necessary to find out if it's true." And Senator Chris Murphy of the Foreign Relations Committee wrote, "If Mueller does have multiple sources confirming Trump directed Cohen to lie to Congress, then we need to know this ASAP. Mueller shouldn't end his inquiry, but it's about time for him to show Congress his cards before it's too late to act." John Podhoretz. Okay, first of all, how can they act at this point? When Schiff says we'll do what we can to find out if it's true, do they have new powers to actually do that? And what do they mean by acting now? What are the possibilities? And I'll give a third question, and if anyone else on the set has the answer, raise your hand. Is Cohen able to talk about this on February 7th? Podhoretz, go.
Well, I think he may well not, and of course one of the problems with Congress investigating at the same time that there's an independent counsel is that there's often a traffic jam that happens,
right,
where Congress needs answers, but someone is still, testifying. Cohen's already been sentenced, so it may not be as much of a problem as it was, say, in earlier independent counsel investigations. I think what's happened here that really does involve the new Democratic Congress is the Russian collusion story is very complicated, hard to follow, and there is always that question of whether or not collusion is conspiracy and collusion's not a crime and conspiracy is a crime, and what happened, what was in the president's head. None of that matters here. This is a very simple question. Did the president suborn perjury or did he not suborn perjury? And what it's connected to, this is where I sort of slightly disagree with Ben Wittes. I mean, it's almost an academic exercise what the connection was to the Trump Tower, Moscow collusion, Putin, Trump none of that matters. Either he suborned perjury or he didn't. If he suborned perjury, he was going to be impeached by the Democratic Congress without question. I don't know how you prove it, except for this. Remember, one of the key details is Mueller secured the cooperation through, indemnification of Trump's lawyer, Alan Weisselberg. And if Weisselberg is telling Mueller that if there's independent evidence from another Trump lawyer that that they were getting all this information and somehow that Trump knew that Cohen shouldn't share it, that's open and shut. I mean, there's no question at that point. And he will be impeached. That's not to say he'll be removed by the Senate, because then you have this political question of whether or not, 17 or 15 Republican senators join the Democrats in removing him from office. We've taken this. If the BuzzFeed story is correct, we are not only at another level, we are at impeachment.
So so just to be clear, I actually largely agree with that. But I don't think they're quite as severed, the underlying story from the subornation of perjury allegation are quite as severed as John says. Not because in principle I disagree with him, but I do think we severed those as a society in the Clinton impeachment matter, where there was a very clear subornation of Monica Lewinsky's perjury. A lot of people reacted to that by saying, come on, it's just about sex. In other words, the underlying substance of the matter did matter to the way it was received by the political system, rightly or wrongly. And here, all I'm saying is that bar is pretty cleared because it's not a trivial matter underlying it. It's actually the whole thing that we've been talking about for 2 years.